Hi, this is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this is another Cooking with Kenshin1913, a requested episode. What are we making?
We're making marinara sauce. Okay, so the star of a marinara sauce is peeled plum tomatoes. And we're making enough so that we can use some. We're doing a dish, and then we'll have some left over for during the week.
Right.
So it's garlic, an onion, basil, or fresh basil. This is dry basil. Some ground pepper, salt, and a tiny bit of red pepper flakes. Okay, so I'm going to cut my onion up into the pan first, and in just little pieces. And I'm going to start to fry that, and then I'm going to add my garlic, because you want the onion to cook first and then the garlic, because you don't want the garlic to overcook.
Right.
Now, we're using, canned tomatoes, but if you watched our episode on how we jarred our own tomato sauce, you could probably use that sauce as well, because marinara is a little different than our regular sauce. Usually I don't put onion in our regular sauce, and it also has a little bit more chunks of tomato in marinara sauce. Okay, so I have the olive oil in the pan. I think I forgot to tell you that initially, that's what you're gonna saute these in, as olive oil.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people buy their own marinara sauce, buy marinara sauce. And like I said, this is a requested video where someone was asking if we could make our own marinara, which we do sort of have a recipe. I mean, we kind of have we do a sauce, but this is a variation of that sauce.
The sauce that you've seen in the past is usually garlic, the sauce, or frying your meat first and then putting your garlic and your sauce in. So it's definitely a little different.
Yeah. And like my mom mentioned, marinara is usually more chunky. You can use the marinara sauce that we're making here is very versatile. You can put it on pasta. You can use it to sauce up whatever, if you're making a chicken parm or eggplant parm. Or just have it with cheese sticks, mozzarella.
Okay, so these are starting to get
A little
translucent. Okay, I'm going to lower it a little bit, and I'm going to start to cut my garlic in.
Yeah. And at this point, too, when the garlic starts to get a little fragrant, you also want to throw in a little red pepper flake, because that's when you get it at its best. The red pepper flake.
Yeah, it blooms.
But yeah, there have been a few requested episodes or recipes that people have requested that we're going to try and show off as they get requested. Obviously, there are going to be some recipes that we are not going to be able to do because we just don't have anything for them. But this is one where we kind of modified our own sauce to do something like this. And yeah, like I said, you buy it in the jar, and the jar's fine. But some people want to know if you can make your own homemade one, which is nice because
I've never used a jar of sauce.
Yeah, I would love to just once. There's this local sauce company in our area, and I would love to try it just once, just for the hell of it. But we never ever get it. The only jarred sauce we've ever used is Alfredo sauce. And one time
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and one time we used vodka sauce, but I mean we make our own vodka sauce too. Alright, the garlic is getting pretty fragrant. It only takes about 30 seconds or so to actually, start smelling it.
I'm going to add a little bit of the red pepper flakes. If you like it really hot, you can add more. I'm just adding a little bit.
Yep. And this is where the red pepper flake is going to bloom and really bring out that heat.
Okay, now I'm going to add my tomatoes.
And like my mom said, we're using the peeled plum. just going to want to pour that in there. Now, what you could do, honestly, which I've seen some other folk do, is what they do is they take the peeled plum tomatoes, right? And they crush them ahead of time on, let's say, in another bowl, and then they put them in here, and then they crush them.
Now, yeah, we're going to let this just all meld together. And then either you can we'll show you when we're crushing them. You can use a fork, you can use a potato masher. I'm going to actually use one of those wands,
immersion
of that immersion blender. Okay, so I'm going to add a little salt. Just a little bit of pepper because we put the pepper flakes in. And I'm sorry to those cooks who like to have everything measured. You've heard me say it before. When I'm cooking, it's really hard for me to measure.
Yeah.
When I'm baking, it's a different story.
Right, and I'll try to have something in the video description.
And then I'm going to put our basil. And as I said, you can use fresh basil if you have it.
Yeah.
Ours we used, and now it's winter time, getting to be winter time here, so we're done for until this, the summer again. So now we're just going to let this cook a little bit together, and then we're going to blend it up,
Mush it up,
and it'll be all set. So probably it should cook for about a half hour. Okay, so this has been cooking for about a half hour, and it's not real thick. Now, if you like it really thick, after you blend the whole tomatoes, you can add a touch of tomato paste to it. So either you can use a potato masher, a blender, or just a big fork. So we're going to try it with our immersion blender. And we're going to do pulses with it, not keep it in there, okay?
Obviously, when you're doing this, you want to make sure the heat is off, and you're just going to let this pulse for a couple of pulses there, because you still want it to be thick and chunky.
Yeah, see? And we've got pieces in it, see?
Yep, and there we go. And we're going to probably let this cook for like a few more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got some bigger pieces that I can just take my potato masher and smash them up a little.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going with my potato masher on some of those bigger ones that I left because I didn't want to keep blending them with the blender because I don't want it to get pureed. I want it to be like that. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. That's what we want.
Right.
That's a marinara, okay? And so we're just going to let that cook a little bit more and we'll be done. Okay, so we're done with our sauce.
Yep.
And you see how nice and
Thick
crunchy it is.
Yep. Now we're just going to pour it over some pasta we already had ready. And there we go. That's our marinara. Not too shabby. Like we said, it could be used for plenty of things. You can use it for pasta. You can use it for meatballs, breadsticks, or moot sticks, Parmesan, stuff like that. So there you go.
And I'm going to add a little bit of cheese to the top.
All right, so here's our marinara sauce.
And a little bit of pasta. And this marinara sauce will last in the refrigerator up to a week. And you can use it on different things.
Right.
If you know that you're not going to be using it, then put it in a container in your freezer.
Yeah, you get the real good tomato flavor. I can taste that onion. Nice garlic. Not too much heat, which is nice. But yeah, it's just really good. Nice tomato flavor. And heck, if you want to ditch your jar sauce and go with ours, you can go right ahead. So I've been Pete, or Kenshin1913.
Along with Mom.
And this has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
Enjoy and happy eating.